Morning, Mr. Punk. Nice to see that you are up. Are you playing with you Amplifier today? Or are you doing a review I have made? You a nice cake that looks like speakers. It's in the fridge. Can I do anything else for you today, Mr. Punk?
Morning, AI, and yes, AI, there is something you can do for me today, and it's very urgent, AI, so get onto it straight away. I need you to email our lovely one subscriber, the man in Canada with the wooden leg who lives in the middle of nowhere, because I got a message from him, AI, and he is not happy. He's threatening to unsubscribe. He said he is worried sick about the little Kenwood trio, and as I said, I would film an episode where I open it up and find out if he in fact has got a dodgy balance knob or just the loose nuts, and I haven't done it yet. He is not happy, AI. I forgot all about it, AI. I haven't got time to do it today, and he's not happy. He's threatening to unsubscribe. So message him, AI. Do a lot of grovelling and tell him I'll do it in the next few days, and tell him I'm very sorry, AI, and just make sure he doesn't unsubscribe, AI. Sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. Just catching up with AI. Now let's crack on with the show, and what a show we got today. Today's a great one. As you can see on the bench in front of you, we have the Sansui TA300. Now this is an absolutely magnificent receiver. This was made in 1978 by Sansui. It is 30 watts per channel, and just look at it. This thing is absolutely magnificent with the black and the white face. Oh yeah, this one looks great. If you have one of these in your collection, you put it beside any other amplifier you've got, and you'll like the look of this one. It holds its own against all the big monster amps, all the really lovely looking big Pioneers and all the Marantz. This Sansui looks as good as any of them. I've had this Sansui a long time and I absolutely love it. This Sansui is fantastic. And if you look at my one, you can see how lovely condition it is. Other than a couple of tiny little scratches here and there, this thing is in fantastic condition, and I love them when they're in good condition. And especially considering this was made in 1978, this is a real humdinger of a receiver. And if you are lucky enough to have one of these in your collection, you know what I'm talking about. You can't quite put your finger on it, but there is definitely something special about this TA300. So I'm not exactly sure what it is, but there is something about it. It's just got it all going for it. Just look at it. It has got the looks 100%. This thing is absolutely stunning looking. It just looks fantastic. Another night in a dark room when the face is lit up. Oh yeah, this thing just looks absolutely wonderful. And also, it is quite big. Now, it's not the massive monster amp, but it's not small. This one is a bit of a beast. It is quite big, so it's got that going for it as well. And yeah, it does have the sound to back it up. It does sound nice, this amplifier. So it's got it all going for it. And I've got friends. They've got little amp collections, or a few of them have got big amp collections. They've got quite a few. And I know they are jealous of my TA300. When they see it, I know in their faces, they are a little bit jealous. They will not admit it, but I know they want one. They won't buy one, because then it's copying me. They always try and get something I haven't got. But I know they want the TA300 in their collection. So yeah, this TA300, it's all going for it. It's got the looks, it's got the size, it's got the sound. So yeah, back in the day in 1978, If you bought one of these, you was a bit of a high roller with the TA300. You would have been a cut above most people. Because although this wouldn't have been the most expensive amp in 1978, it would not have been a cheap amplifier. This would have cost quite a bit of money in 1978. So the average man with his big moustache and his flared trousers would not have been able to afford this Sansui TA300. He would have bought a cheap Pioneer or a Rotel or something like that. But the man who went down the lovely shop and bought the TA300, he would have had a bit of cash to spend on his amplifier. He would have been a bit of a connoisseur of the audio, and he would have wanted something a little bit different. So he treated himself to the Sansui TA300, and I bet in 1978 he was very, very happy with it. And I bet the first chance he got, probably the following weekend, he had the big party round his house to show it off, and all his friends come round and danced in their socks to the lovely tones of the Sansui. And I bet they all looked at it and was very jealous of his nice new Sansui TA300. So like I said, I've had my one a long time. And what I would say is, a few years ago, this TA300, no one really wanted it. It was one that didn't make a lot of money. But over the last few years, this TA300 has gone up and up. People are starting to realise how magnificent it is. So I would say, if you did buy yourself one of these, I think it would be a really good investment, because these just keep going up and up. And this could end up one of them high price ones. It really could, because it is that good. Really does stand out from all the others. Hey HiFi, you like this one, innit, mate? Yeah, I want one. You what, HiFi? I'm gonna buy one. But we got one, HiFi. Yeah, but that's your one. I want me own one. I love this old Sansui. I want me own one. I absolutely love it. Just look at it. It's fantastic, and I'm gonna buy myself one. Alright, HiFi, they're gonna cost you a few quid though. I don't care. I want one. Alright, I don't blame you, mate. It's lovely. It'd be nice to have two, HiFi. We'd be able to set them both up in the listening room and buy a nice big set of floor standing speakers of two of them. Oh yeah, I get one. That'd be great. Buy a big set of floor standers off of two Sansui TA300s. Oh, that'd be absolutely lovely. Do it, HiFi. Get one. Alright, Mr. Punk, I will get one. We'll have a look later on eBay. And if I get one, will you give it a service for me, please? Yeah, alright, no worries, mate. Oh, another Sansui TA300. Happy days. So let's have a look at the front. Lovely front. Got the on-off. Speakers A and B. Bit of bass. Bit of treble. High filter, FM mode, nice big tuning wheel. Tape monitor. Volume, split volume on this one, so you like do the balance with the front and the back of the knob. Got your selector for selecting and a loudness button. So yeah, this one's got it all going on at the front. Lovely looking front on this. Absolutely lovely. So let's have a quick look at the back. Yeah, got all what you need at the back. Got a phono. It's quite a good phono on this one. All the inputs, bits for the aerial. Because it is a receiver. It's got the radio on it. So yeah, Got the 2 sets of speaker terminals, and it will run 2 sets of speakers, this one at the same time. So yeah, happy days. If you have 2 sets of speakers and you want them both running, this old Sansui will do it. Because a lot of them, although they have 2 sets of terminals, they will only run speakers A or speakers B. They will not run them all together. But this old Sansui will. I would moan a little bit about the terminals. I don't really like these Sansui little terminals. They are fiddly. Once you get the hang of them, they're alright. But you can't really tighten them up like ridiculously tight, because you always feel like you're going to snap them off if you overdo it. So be careful with the terminals. They are not the best connections in the world on the back of these old Sansuis. They're alright once you get the hang of them, but you just need to be careful with them and do not over tighten them. Just nip them up. So let's go back to the lovely front. And it is a lovely front. So tell me, what do you think of this one at home? Are you looking at it and thinking, I want one? I bet you are, because you just have to like this one. It is just magical receiver from back in the day. It really is. It's nicer in the flesh. You get your hands on one of these. It's absolutely a lovely big monster of a receiver. So yeah, I would say, if you are thinking of buying yourself a vintage receiver and going down that road with one from back in the day, this is a nice one. This is one you really would not be disappointed with, because some of them, unless you really know what is what, some of them really look the part, but then when you listen to them, they are a little bit disappointing. And they look nice in the pictures, but when you have it in front of you and you are fiddling with all them buttons, they feel a little bit cheap and cheerful. But this Sansui is not like that. This Sansui is really well made. It's really well put together. It is a quality receiver. So it's lovely to use. All the buttons and all the knobs, they all feel lovely when you use them. And the sound of it has got a good sound. I shall do another video later on and go really into detail about the sound on all the different amps and receivers I've got. But at the minute, all I'm going to say is this Sansui has a good sound. It is not the best sounding amplifier in my house, but it is up there. It really is up there. And you have to look at it this way. Some of the amplifiers I have here are probably worth 5 times more than this Sansui. And do they sound 5 times better? No, they don't, because this Sansui is up there. It's not a bad sounding amplifier. It is a very good sounding amplifier. A really nice sounding amplifier. It has a lot of detail. It has good bass. This thing is nice. And at 30 watts per channel, this old Sansui has got some punch to it, I'll tell you. It is loud enough for the lounge dancing in the socks on the Friday night with the mates round and the party. It's loud enough for that. And another way to look at it is, them amplifiers that I have got, them really high-end amplifiers worth a ton of money with the fantastic sound. Do I love them as much as I love this old Sansui? No, I don't. Do I use them as much as I use this old Sansui? No, I don't. So why don't I? I don't really know, but there is something magical about this TA300 that them other amplifiers just do not have. Yeah, okay, they're nice to put on and sit back and listening to all that detail, but they are not as special as using this old Sansui TA300. It really is lovely to have and use. I've got a few amps like that. Some of them not worth a lot of money, but they're just my favourites. And this Sansui is one of them. I love this old thing. It is a special receiver. So if you are thinking of buying a vintage receiver, have a look at these. Really do. Go on eBay, see what's on there, and have a look at one of these, because it is a good one that you really will not be disappointed with. You will just love it and be so happy with it, and every time you look at it, you'll just smile and think, I love that Sansui TA300. That is just magnificent. Mr. Punk? Yes, HiFi. Well, you've just told everyone how good it is, and I want to buy one, so when I go on eBay now, everyone else is going to be on there trying to get one, and we won't get one. We have to pay silly money for it. Oh, sorry, HiFi, I didn't think. Oh, I didn't think about that, HiFi. Sorry, what can we do? Oh, I know. Right, everybody, forget everything I've just said. The Sansui TA300 is the worst receiver in the world. It is an absolute load of old rubbish. If I was you, I would not touch one of these with a barge pole. They're the worst receiver ever made. Better, HiFi? Do you want to add anything to that, HiFi? Yeah. Don't buy a Sansui TA300. They're an absolute steaming pile of carts. HiFi, not on the channel.